Now, Luffy had defeated Don Chinjiao, so he made it to the finals of the arena. Gats announced that there were 3 people who made it to the finals. The first person was Burgess, the second person was Bartolomeo, and the last person was Lucy. However, the arena had been severely damaged by the battle between Luffy and Don Chinjiao, so they needed time to repair it for the next fight in Block D. Suddenly, Luffy encountered Cavendish. He was determined to kill Luffy at all costs. This made Bartolomeo furious, because Cavendish continuously hunted Luffy. Suddenly, there were 2 people speaking ill of Luffy in front of Bartolomeo. This made Bartolomeo extremely angry. So, Bartolomeo attacked them immediately. They didn't understand why Bartolomeo attacked them. But, Bartolomeo said, "Luffy Senpai is the leader of this era, and he will definitely become the Pirate King." It turned out that 2 years ago, Bartolomeo had seen Luffy in Logatown, when he was about to be executed by Buggy. But, Luffy still declared, "I will become the Pirate King." This shocked Bartolomeo. Unexpectedly, a bolt of lightning struck from the sky to save Luffy. Thanks to that, Luffy remained safe. Since then, Bartolomeo has always followed the news about the Straw Hat crew. This made him very excited, because Luffy continually shook the world. He even collected a complete set of wanted posters of the Straw Hat crew. After that, Bartolomeo also set sail to be like Luffy, so he didn't want to hear anyone speak ill of Luffy in front of him. Thus, Bartolomeo went mad and attacked that person. Meanwhile, Luffy was still being attacked by Cavendish. But Luffy didn't want to fight him, so he held tightly onto Cavendish's sword, preventing him from pulling his sword back. While Bartolomeo was very happy to see Luffy, suddenly, Don Chinjiao also came to find Luffy. Luffy thought they wanted to continue causing trouble for him. It turned out he wanted to thank Luffy, because he helped Don Chinjiao restore his sharp head. But, Luffy immediately ran away, so they chased after him. Luckily, Rebecca appeared. She quickly pulled Luffy to run with her, to help him escape from those who were pursuing him. Accidentally, Luffy ran into Burgess, who was calling Blackbeard. When Blackbeard learned that Luffy was also there, it made him very excited, because it was Blackbeard who had captured Ace and sent him to impel down. At that moment, Blackbeard declared to Luffy that Burgess would be the one to obtain the Mera Mera fruit. This made Luffy angry. He said, "I won't let you guys get Ace's power." So, Burgess left. At that time, Rebecca continued to lead Luffy away. Suddenly, Luffy saw a food stall. But, Luffy had no money, so, Rebecca said she would buy it for him. This made Luffy very happy, because the food was very delicious. At that moment, Rebecca led Luffy to a place meant for prisoners. Rebecca realized that Luffy was very strong. Suddenly, someone grabbed Luffy from behind. It turned out that Rebecca had planned this, so she attacked Luffy. But, Luffy easily dodged it. Very quickly, Luffy managed to restrain Rebecca, causing their plan to fail. Rebecca thought Luffy would punish her, but Luffy forgave Rebecca, because she had bought food for him. This surprised her, because she had intended to kill Luffy. At this moment, the prisoners told Luffy they and Rebecca were all gladiators who had committed crimes, because they dared to stand against Doflamingo. They were forced to continuously fight and kill in the arena, for the entertainment of others. At that moment, Rebecca said, "I have to get the Mera Mera fruit to kill Doflamingo." And she told Luffy that today, the toy soldier was also planning to fight Doflamingo, so she wanted the power to protect him. Luffy realized that he was the toy soldier he had met before. Rebecca told Luffy that since the day her mother died, the toy soldier was the one who took care of her, so Rebecca saw him as her father. This surprised Luffy. At this moment, Rebecca's match was about to begin, so she had to leave. Luffy quickly wished her good luck. While Rebecca was remembering her mother, she and her mother once lived happily in a field of flowers. But one day, King Riku destroyed his own kingdom, causing the entire kingdom to be engulfed in flames, while Rebecca and her mother were being chased. It turned out that the one pursuing them was Diamante. Luckily, the toy soldier appeared to stop them and save both of them. The next morning, Rebecca was very hungry. So, Rebecca's mother decided to go buy food for her. Unexpectedly, Rebecca's mother was captured. While Rebecca was still waiting for her mother, suddenly, the toy soldier brought Rebecca's mother back. He apologized for not being able to save Rebecca's mother. This made Rebecca very sad, because her mother had to die while searching for food for her. So, the toy soldier helped Rebecca bury her mother. He told Rebecca Doflamingo had become the new king of this kingdom, and he wanted to kill all the members of the former royal family. That's why Rebecca and her mother were being hunted. At that moment, the toy soldier was determined to protect Rebecca, and he promised that he would always be by her side. While all the people of Dressrosa were supporting Doflamingo, one day, Rebecca was surrounded by a pack of wolves. So, the toy soldier sacrificed himself to fight the wolves, causing him to be seriously injured. But he still tried to make Rebecca happy. As time went on, Rebecca grew closer to the toy soldier, and every day, he tried to earn money to take care of Rebecca. This made Rebecca very happy, because he was like a father to her. One day, Rebecca was bullied by a child. So, the toy soldier hit him. He didn't even allow these children to confess their feelings to Rebecca. Suddenly, one day Rebecca was kidnapped. This made the toy soldier very worried. So, he immediately chased after them. Unexpectedly, even though he only had one leg, he still caught up with them, and finally, he managed to save Rebecca. After that, the toy soldier decided to teach Rebecca combat techniques. But, Rebecca didn't want to hurt others, so he told her that it was a way for Rebecca to learn to protect herself. At that moment, Rebecca stepped into the arena. Unexpectedly, everyone wanted her to die, because she carried the bloodline of the Riku royal family. This made Rebecca burst into tears, but she was forced to fight. While Luffy didn't understand why everyone hated Rebecca, so, the prisoners told Luffy, it was because she was the granddaughter of King Riku. At this moment, everyone wanted to kill Rebecca. They even insulted her, which made Rebecca very uncomfortable. But, Luffy realized that the prisoners all loved Rebecca very much. They all hoped that Rebecca would obtain the Mera fruit, so that she could bring hope to this kingdom. While Rebecca was the focal point of all the criticism, which made her uncomfortable, suddenly, Cavendish appeared, causing all the girls to be mesmerized, because he was so handsome. But, Cavendish quickly became angry and scolded them, because he realized that Rebecca was a strong girl, who was ready to risk her life to enter this arena. So, he did not allow anyone to insult her. This surprised everyone. Luffy realized that Cavendish was also a good person. Suddenly, everyone supported Cavendish, which made him very pleased. Rebecca thanked Cavendish for helping her. Meanwhile, Cavendish was very happy, because he was the center of attention. Finally, the battle began. So, all the gladiators fought each other. On Law's side, he was still facing off against Doflamingo. This caused Law to be injured. At this moment, Doflamingo continued to attack Law, so, he managed to capture him. Doflamingo then forced Law to hand over Caesar's heart to him. But, Law realized that Doflamingo's goal was to provide Smile Devil fruits to Kaido. Otherwise, Kaido would kill him. This made Doflamingo angry, and he attacked Law. But, Law managed to use his devil fruit to escape. Unexpectedly, Law was still caught by Doflamingo. When he was about to kill Law, Fujitora quickly stopped him, and he used gravity to press down on both of them. It turned out that Fujitora wanted to capture Law alive, so, Doflamingo was able to take back Caesar's heart, which made him very pleased. Meanwhile, Usopp and Robin had reached the base of the dwarf tribe, which made Frankie very happy. So, the toy soldier began to plan a battle against Doflamingo, which excited everyone. At this moment, Zoro realized that Nami's group was in danger, so, he quickly headed back to the Sunny. Wicca told Zoro that Doflamingo's 3 commanders were very powerful, because 10 years ago, they had destroyed this kingdom. Suddenly, Sanji and Kinemon saw Zoro. So, Zoro told them everything. Sanji realized that Nami was in danger. He immediately decided to go rescue Nami. Suddenly, Violet found Sanji, which made Sanji very happy. She informed Sanji that Giola had taken over their ship. Meanwhile, the battles in the Coliseum were still raging fiercely. But, Rebecca was being surrounded by other gladiators, which made Luffy very worried. So, he and the prisoners cheered her on. Unexpectedly, Rebecca was very agile. She easily dodged their attacks, and she threw them off the arena without having to attack. This made the audience very displeased. It turned out that from a young age, Rebecca didn't want to hurt others. So, the toy soldier taught Rebecca how to protect herself. Seeing Rebecca defeat the gladiators made Luffy very happy. On Doflamingo's side, he was very pleased, because he had captured Law. Fujitora's powers made it impossible for Law to move. At this moment, Doflamingo told Law a story from 800 years ago. 20 kings from 20 nations formed an organization, and that is the current world government. So, 19 out of 20 kings moved their families to Mary Joieuse, except for the Nefertari family in Arabasta, who did not move. After that, their descendants became the Celestial Dragons, before the Riku family became the ruling family of Dressrosa. The Don Quixote family were the rulers of this kingdom. This surprised Law, because Doflamingo was a celestial dragon. Meanwhile, Nami's group had been captured by Giola. She had turned them into pieces of art. While Brook was complimenting Giola's artwork as beautiful. This made her very pleased. So, Brook tricked her into turning his weapon back to normal. Unexpectedly, Brook immediately defeated Giola. Thanks to this, Nami's group and the Sunny returned to normal. At this moment, Zoro and Kinemon had arrived at the Coliseum. It turned out that Sanji had already decided to go rescue Nami. So, he gave Zoro and Kinemon a map to the Smile Factory. At this moment, Zoro didn't know how to meet Luffy, because they had no way to infiltrate inside. Suddenly, Bartolomeo saw Zoro, which made Bartolomeo very happy, because Zoro was the first mate of the Straw Hat Pirates. Meanwhile, Zoro didn't know who this guy was. Nami's group was safe, so they thanked Brook. When he also wanted to be on Nami's lap, Brook was hit by her. Unexpectedly, Giola woke up, which made them worried, so she used her devil fruit powers and created her own art space, which terrified Nami's group. At this moment, Sanji and Violet were heading to the port to find Nami's group. Violet told Sanji she had another ability called Senrigan, which allowed her to see everything within a 4,000 kilometers radius, but she couldn't find the Sunny, which made Sanji worried. Meanwhile, Nami's group was very anxious, because Giola had transformed into a huge, strange form. So, Nami decided to fight her. Nami created a thundercloud. Unexpectedly, her thundercloud was swallowed by Giola. So, Brook also joined in, but Giola created many arms to block Brook. It turned out they were both just buying time for Chopper to use the Sunny's secret weapon. So, Nami began to activate the cannon, and she fired a powerful shot at Giola. This caused her art space to shatter. So, they blew Giola away. When they thought they had won, unexpectedly, Giola came back again, which surprised Nami, but Momo immediately hit her in the face, and Nami also used lightning to attack Giola. In the end, they finally won. At this moment, Nami's group had restrained Giola. Suddenly, Chopper felt worried about Law, because they didn't understand why he called saying he wanted to give Caesar to them. So, Giola told them Doflamingo had not given up his position as a warlord of the sea, and he had planned to capture all of them, which surprised Nami's group. Meanwhile, in the Coliseum, everyone was very excited, because the D-Block battle was very intense. At this moment, the strong gladiators of Block D continued to appear, and they easily defeated many other gladiators. But everyone was paying attention to Cavendish, because he was so handsome. Suddenly, another handsome person attacked Cavendish, which made him uncomfortable. It turned out that he was a bounty hunter, so he continuously attacked Cavendish. But Cavendish easily blocked his attacks. This made him very angry. Unexpectedly, Cavendish immediately defeated him with great speed, causing the girls to be enchanted by Cavendish. Cavendish saw that everyone was paying attention to him, which made him very happy. Meanwhile, Rebecca was being attacked by other gladiators. Because everyone disliked Rebecca, they wanted to see her defeated. This made Luffy very uncomfortable. So, they cornered Rebecca to the edge of the arena. On Law's side, he was still being restrained by Fujitora, making it impossible for him to move. At this moment, Doflamingo realized he needed to deal with Luffy, because many had underestimated his strength, and all of them were defeated by Luffy. Meanwhile, Caesar wanted to quickly retrieve his heart, but Law said that it was not Caesar's heart, so Doflamingo squeezed the heart. However, Caesar felt no pain. It turned out to be the heart of a marine soldier, which surprised Caesar. When Fujitora was off guard, Law used his devil fruit power, and immediately captured Caesar and ran away. So, Doflamingo chased after Law, and he continuously attacked Law. Doflamingo believed that Law would not be able to escape. At this moment, Nami's group had arrived at Law's location, but they couldn't find Law anywhere. Suddenly, they were attacked by a swarm of fighting fish, which frightened them, because there were so many of these fish. On Law's side, he was still trying to run away from Doflamingo. Suddenly, Nami's group was spotted by Doflamingo, which delighted him, so he changed his target to them. Meanwhile, the Sunny was continuously being attacked by the fighting fish. Suddenly, the fish became scared and ran away. It turned out they sensed danger. Chopper saw Doflamingo approaching, which frightened them. When Doflamingo was about to attack Nami's group, luckily, Sanji appeared just in time, so he kicked Doflamingo, making Nami's group very happy. But Doflamingo blocked Sanji's kick, so Sanji delivered another kick. However, Doflamingo easily dodged it, and he used strings to attack Sanji, causing Sanji to be injured. As he continued to charge at Nami's group, Sanji kept blocking him. Doflamingo realized that Sanji was also very strong. Unexpectedly, Sanji's body became immobilized, which surprised Nami's group. Giola explained that this was Doflamingo's power, which made Sanji unable to move, so Doflamingo used fiery strings to attack Sanji. Fortunately, Law managed to teleport Sanji away, and he brought them back to the Sunny. This frightened Caesar, as he was captured again. But Doflamingo continued to chase them. Now, Law realized they didn't have much time left. Suddenly, Caesar discovered that Law was holding his heart. It turned out that Law had always kept Caesar's heart inside his own body. Suddenly, Law suggested that Nami's group immediately go to Zou Island, and he would stay here with Luffy to destroy the Smile Factory. But Nami didn't want to abandon her captain. Suddenly, the ship was shaken, which surprised them, because a large marine ship was above them. Meanwhile, Doflamingo was about to catch up with them. So, Nami's group was attacked by the Marines. Chopper realized that two large meteors were heading towards them. So, Nami decided to go to Zou Island, because it was too dangerous here. Fortunately, Law had teleported the two meteors to crash into the marine ship. Doflamingo immediately used fiery strings to attack them, but Law blocked his attack. So, Chopper activated the emergency evacuation system, helping the Sunny escape. Zoro had met Bartolomeo, so he wanted to ask Bartolomeo about the arena, which made Bartolomeo very happy, but Zoro and Kinemon found him very strange. So, Bartolomeo told them that Luffy was here. The battle in the arena was very intense. Cavendish noticed that Rebecca's movements were very strange, as she wasn't attacking the other gladiators. Suddenly, Rebecca was driven to the corner of the arena, which made Luffy worried. When they attacked her, unexpectedly, Rebecca fought back, surprising everyone. Nami's group was safe, so they called Usopp to inform him that they would go to Zou Island first, while Usopp's group would stay here to destroy the Smile Factory. It turned out that Law had taken Giola as a hostage, and he was facing Doflamingo alone, which intrigued him. Doflamingo didn't know what Law was planning, so Law told him. His goal was to use the Straw Hat Pirates to destroy the Smile Factory. After that, Kaido would come here to kill Doflamingo, because he couldn't provide Kaido with the Smile Devil Fruit. Doflamingo realized Law was seeking revenge for what happened 13 years ago. Suddenly, Law returned Giola to Doflamingo, so Doflamingo told Giola to run away, because he would duel Law. Thus, Law used his Devil Fruit power. At the same time, the fighting fish jumped up to attack them. Law delivered a deadly slash towards Doflamingo, but Doflamingo blocked his attack. So, Law continued to attack Doflamingo. On Chopper's side, they were worried about Law, but they needed to quickly get Caesar out of there, while Sanji was thinking about Violet, because she had previously helped Sanji find Nami's group. On Bartolomeo's side, he was still very happy, because he got to talk to Zoro Senpai, which made Zoro confused about why Bartolomeo recognized him. So, Zoro asked Bartolomeo to help him meet Luffy, making Bartolomeo even happier. Thus, he ran off to find Luffy, because Bartolomeo thought he was about to become Zoro Senpai's right-hand man. On the D-Block arena side, the battle was very intense. While Rebecca was still being cornered, surprisingly, she continuously threw other gladiators into the water. Despite that, the audience still disliked Rebecca, because her fighting style was too weak, and she didn't kill anyone, which made Rebecca very frustrated, because she always had to endure people's taunts. So, Rebecca remembered her training with the toy soldier. Even though she didn't want to hurt anyone, Rebecca had to be stronger, so she could protect the toy soldier. Thus, Rebecca continued throwing other gladiators onto the arena floor. At this point, Luffy realized Rebecca was using observation haki, which excited Luffy. Meanwhile, Guts saw that Rebecca was fighting beautifully. Suddenly, Logan started paying attention to Rebecca, so he decided to torture her. At this moment, Bartolomeo was very nervous, because he was asked by Zoro. Thus, Bartolomeo thought the other Straw Hat members were also here, making Bartolomeo very eager to meet them. So, he went off to find Luffy. Suddenly, Bartolomeo entered the medical room. He saw many injured gladiators there. Thus, Bartolomeo scolded them as failures, which made these gladiators angry. But, the soldier advised Bartolomeo to leave. So, Bartolomeo decided to continue looking for Luffy. At this moment, Sai was being treated by the medical staff there. Suddenly, the soldier activated a trap, causing Sai to fall down into a basement. He realized that this place was filled with toys. Surprisingly, Haruden and other gladiators were also there. They realized this place was for the defeated, making Don Chinjiao furious, because he realized this was Doflamingo's scheme. On Rebecca's side, she was being targeted by Logan, making him very eager to defeat her. Meanwhile, Luffy was very angry, because everyone hated Rebecca. But, the prisoners here didn't hate her, because when they were injured, Rebecca cared for and tended to them. At this point, Logan started attacking her. Rebecca realized he was very strong, so she tried to escape the corner of the arena. But, he continued to chase Rebecca, causing the audience to be very excited. Suddenly, Rebecca dropped her sword, so he caught up with her. Thus, he grabbed Rebecca. Although she tried to avoid it, Rebecca was caught by him, so he began torturing Rebecca, causing her great pain. Meanwhile, the entire audience was thrilled, because they wanted to see Rebecca crushed. At this moment, Rebecca thought of the toy soldier. When Rebecca was about to give up, suddenly, a female gladiator saved her. It turned out she was Acilia, Rebecca's friend, so they decided to fight together. While Logan was still very angry, and he attacked Acilia, Rebecca saw she was in danger, so Rebecca immediately rushed in. He thought Rebecca was going to attack him. Unexpectedly, Rebecca made him lose his balance and fall into the water, making the audience uncomfortable. Suddenly, the gladiators continued targeting Rebecca, so she continued fighting them. Meanwhile, Luffy was very happy, and he wanted to find a sword like Rebecca's, so Luffy left. At this moment, Bartolomeo didn't know where to find Luffy. Suddenly, he saw Luffy, which made Bartolomeo very happy, while Bartolomeo imagined Luffy would talk to him. But, Luffy wasn't interested in him, so Bartolomeo called out to Luffy. Meanwhile, gladiators were being continuously thrown into the toy trash heap. They didn't know how to escape from this place. Suddenly, one gladiator recognized Ricky. It turned out he was King Riku, the former king of Dressrosa, which surprised everyone, because they didn't expect he was still alive. King Bello saw King Riku, which made him very happy, because they were friends. Suddenly, Sai was captured, which surprised everyone. At this moment, Sai was bound, making him unable to move. Suddenly, someone used a devil fruit ability, and turned Sai into a toy. So, he ordered Sai to go to work. Although Sai was still conscious, he couldn't control his body, making Sai confused about what was happening. On Robin and Usopp's side, the leader of the Tonata tribe told them, 900 years ago, the Tonata tribe was enslaved by the Don Quixote family, to turn Dressrosa into a prosperous kingdom. But 800 years ago, they were freed by the Riku family. Even the king knelt down to ask for their forgiveness, and he implemented fair policies towards the Tonata tribe, which moved Frankie and everyone. So, they realized King Riku was a very benevolent king, and the Riku family made the kingdom beautiful. But, now Doflamingo has become the king of Dressrosa, and he has enslaved 500 dwarves. So, they decided to fight to overthrow Doflamingo. Meanwhile, Rebecca was still trying to fight. Robin realized she was the granddaughter of King Riku. Robin didn't understand why everyone hated her, so the toy soldier explained. 10 years ago, King Riku lost the trust of the entire populace, causing them to hate the Riku family. But, it was all part of Doflamingo's plan, because he wanted to take over the kingdom. So, now the toy soldier wanted to defeat Doflamingo, to help the Riku family regain the people's trust, which made Usopp curious, not knowing who he was. Meanwhile, the toy soldier deeply regretted the death of Rebecca's mother, so, he was determined to always protect her, because he was Rebecca's biological father. At this moment, Bartolomeo told Luffy that Zoro was looking for him, which surprised Luffy. So, Bartolomeo led Luffy to meet Zoro, making Bartolomeo very happy. On Rebecca's side, she had defeated many other gladiators, but everyone disliked her fighting style. Meanwhile, Usopp was very surprised, because the toy soldier was Rebecca's father, so, he told them the story from 10 years ago, when King Riku ruled the kingdom. He had made the kingdom very prosperous, even though no wars occurred. But one day, Doflamingo came to the palace, surprising King Riku. He didn't know who Doflamingo was, so, Doflamingo told him. He was a member of the Don Quixote family, the family that once ruled this kingdom in the past, so, he wanted to take back the country. But, King Riku saw him as just a pirate. Suddenly, Doflamingo proposed. If he didn't want the country to go to war, he would sell him the country for 10 billion berries, which surprised King Riku, because it was a huge amount of money. But, the deadline for the payment was the next day. So, Doflamingo suggested that King Riku should gather money from the people. At this moment, King Riku discussed this with his subordinates. Although he didn't want to collect money from the people, King Riku wanted to protect the peace of the kingdom. So, King Riku announced to all the people he wanted to borrow money from them. He even knelt down to beg everyone. Unexpectedly, all the people agreed to help King Riku. So, they gathered all their money to give to the king, which moved King Riku deeply. Suddenly, he was attacked by Doflamingo. When King Riku's soldiers gathered enough money and returned, they unexpectedly saw King Riku running toward them and attacking everyone, which surprised everyone. They didn't understand why he was doing this. Meanwhile, King Riku was in great pain. It turned out that Doflamingo was controlling his body, because he wanted to turn him into a tyrant. He even controlled all the soldiers in the kingdom, to force them to slaughter the people. At this moment, King Riku realized it was all part of Doflamingo's plan. It turned out he wanted King Riku to destroy the kingdom. After that, he would become the hero. While everyone was unaware of what happened to King Riku, Viola was in shock, because she didn't understand why her father was like this. Suddenly, she saw Monet entering the palace. It turned out all of Doflamingo's subordinates had gathered here, to prepare to take over the palace. So, Monet captured Viola, while Doflamingo was still controlling King Riku to massacre the people, causing him great suffering, because they were all innocent people. At this point, the people began to hate King Riku. So, they resolutely could not forgive him. Suddenly, 3 of Doflamingo's commanders appeared, and Doflamingo said, "I will save this kingdom." Thus, he immediately defeated King Riku in front of everyone. In the end, all the people saw Doflamingo as their hero. Now, Robin's group understood everything. They were very surprised, because Doflamingo was too ruthless, while Usopp thought King Riku was already dead. But, the toy soldier said that King Riku was still alive. It turned out that Doflamingo was very fond of Princess Viola's powers. So, Viola begged him to spare her father. In exchange, she would become his subordinate. After that, she changed her name to Violet. Even King Riku's soldiers were forced to obey Doflamingo's orders, although they all hated him greatly, which moved Frankie deeply. The toy soldier said that all the toys in the kingdom, they all hated Doflamingo, because he had stolen their lives. So, he wanted all the toys in the kingdom to rise up with them. On King Riku's side, he realized there were many gladiators turned into toys. At this moment, Luffy found Zoro, which made him very happy, but Bartolomeo had gone missing. Suddenly, Bellamy found Luffy, which thrilled him, because previously, Doflamingo had ordered Bellamy to kill Luffy. If he killed him, he would join Doflamingo's crew. But, he remembered that Luffy had once cheered for him, made him start to hesitate. So, Bellamy decided to give up. While Bellamy was very distressed, suddenly, he encountered Dellinger. So, Dellinger continuously mocked Bellamy, because previously, Doflamingo had ordered that if Bellamy couldn't kill Luffy, they would eliminate Bellamy as well. So, Dellinger attacked Bellamy. On Law's side, he was still fighting Doflamingo, and he controlled debris from the bridge to attack Doflamingo, but Doflamingo easily blocked it. At this moment, Doflamingo realized that Law was very exhausted, so he charged at him. But Law still tried to use his devil fruit powers, and he managed to block Doflamingo's attack. Doflamingo recognized that Law's abilities were troublesome, but he also knew Law's powers had reached their limit, so he counterattacked and continuously shot strings at Law. But Law had no strength left to use his devil fruit powers, which greatly pleased Doflamingo. Suddenly, Diamante called Doflamingo. He said that Violet had betrayed them, but Doflamingo was not worried at all. So, he instructed Diamante to send subordinates to protect the Smile Factory. At this moment, Doflamingo said that Law's plan would not succeed, but he didn't understand why Law trusted Luffy so much. So, Law said, "D will bring a storm to the world," which made Doflamingo angry. So, he attacked Law. On Zoro's side, he was complaining to Luffy about not inviting him to the fight, but they were discovered by the Marines. It turned out that this Marine Vice Admiral had been ambushed in the arena, and they were waiting for the match to end. They planned to arrest all the pirates here. At this moment, Sanji called Zoro's and Usopp's groups. Frankie informed Luffy they were with the Tonata tribe preparing to fight Doflamingo. Suddenly, Frankie said that he couldn't follow Law's plan, which surprised everyone, because previously Law only needed them to destroy the Smile Factory and leave. But Frankie saw the will of the Tonata tribe and the toy soldier, which moved him, so he wanted to fight alongside them to defeat Doflamingo. Luffy thought of Rebecca. Thus, he allowed Frankie to do as he wished, and he would also join them, which made Frankie and everyone very happy. Suddenly, they sensed the town was under attack. Zoro saw something flying towards them. It turned out to be Doflamingo and Law. Unexpectedly, Doflamingo immediately shot Law, which shocked Luffy and everyone. While the citizens are worried, Doflamingo says that Law is spreading false rumors this morning, and he has accused Law of wanting to steal this kingdom, making Luffy very angry. So, Zoro and Kinemon immediately run to rescue Law. When Zoro attacks Doflamingo, unexpectedly, Fujitora stops him. Zoro realizes he is the blind old man they met earlier. Suddenly, Fujitora uses gravity to weigh down Zoro, causing him to feel his body is very heavy, and he creates a pit. Doflamingo then attacks Kinemon, causing Luffy to worry, but this arena is made of sea stone, causing Luffy to lose all his strength. At this moment, Zoro is being crushed under the pit. Unexpectedly, he can still cut Fujitora, surprising him. He realizes Zoro is very strong. At this moment, Zoro and Luffy learn that he is actually a fleet admiral, making Sanji's group and Usopp's group surprised. Because Doflamingo is cooperating with a fleet admiral, suddenly, Doflamingo and Fujitora decide to leave. As Zoro tries to stop Doflamingo, the Marines immediately attack them. So, Zoro and Kinemon had to run away. Zoro tells Luffy to quickly leave the arena. Suddenly, they realize that Sanji's group is also in trouble. It turns out they're being chased by a ship from the Yonko Big Mom, surprising Sanji's group. They don't understand why the Yonko Big Mom is here, making Luffy very worried. At this moment, Peckham's and Tamago have spotted Sanji's group. It turns out their goal is to capture Caesar, causing Sanji to be angry. He doesn't understand why Caesar angered Big Mom, making Caesar nervous. It turns out Caesar stole Big Mom's research investment money. That's why he is being hunted by Big Mom. Suddenly, they start attacking the Sunny ship, causing Nami's group to be worried. So, Sanji flew up to intercept their cannonball. They realize they need to leave quickly. Thus, Nami informs Luffy they have kept Momo and Caesar as the two important cards they are holding, and Law risked his life to help them buy time. So, they need to quickly destroy the Smile Factory. Luffy tells Nami's group to head to Zou Island first, but Sanji tells Luffy to let him first retaliate against Big Mom's crew. So, Luffy tells Sanji, fight freely, making Sanji pleased. While Frankie's group will destroy the Smile Factory, at this moment, Luffy is determined to defeat Doflamingo, to save this kingdom. But, inside the arena, there is someone silently observing everything, while Bellamy is being tortured by Delinger, causing him severe injuries. But, Bellamy still doesn't believe Doflamingo ordered his death, as Bellamy has always been loyal to Doflamingo. So, Bellamy counterattacks Delinger. Unexpectedly, Delinger easily dodges, and he kicks Bellamy, causing him to collapse. So, Delinger continues to torture Bellamy. He realizes he is no match for Delinger. Thus, Bellamy runs away. But, Delinger continues to chase him. When he is about to kill Bellamy, suddenly, Bartolomeo appears, and he creates barriers to block Delinger's attacks, angering Delinger, as he cannot break Bartolomeo's barriers. Suddenly, Diamante calls him with news. He must immediately go to protect the Smile Factory, making Delinger very angry, because he hasn't killed Bellamy yet. So, he keeps kicking Bartolomeo's barriers, but he runs out of time, making him angrily leave. At this moment, Bellamy realizes Doflamingo has truly ordered his death, causing him great anguish, as he has always idolized Doflamingo. So, Bartolomeo comforts Bellamy. The toy soldier has named this operation Dressrosa Sop. He says that the Smile Factory is below the arena, and the slaves are forced to work 24/7, so they will infiltrate through a tunnel they had dug earlier, and their first task is to defeat the one who turns people into toys, to help all of them turn back into humans. It turns out the person with the ability to turn people into toys is named Sugar. As long as she touches someone, she can turn them into toys. And Sugar is very important to Doflamingo, so she is always protected by Trebol. He is one of the 3 top commanders of Doflamingo. Robin realizes that if they make Sugar faint, her ability will disappear, making Usopp and Frankie very excited. They are determined to defeat Sugar. While Luffy is searching for a way out of the arena, he suddenly meets Bartolomeo, making him very excited, as he sees Luffy shining brightly. So, Luffy asks them the way out of the arena. But, Bellamy says there is no exit from the arena. However, he knows a way to escape, because he needs to find Doflamingo to clarify things. Suddenly, Bartolomeo realizes, if Luffy leaves, who will get the Mera Mera fruit? Although he doesn't want the Mera Mera fruit to fall into someone else's hands, Luffy must go rescue his friends. So, Bartolomeo suggests he will help Luffy get the Mera Mera fruit, making Luffy very happy. Suddenly, someone steps up and says, "The Mera Mera fruit cannot be given to you, Luffy," making Bartolomeo angry. So, he tells this person, Luffy is Ace's brother, and he will become the Pirate King, but the person says, "I already know that," making Luffy unsure of who he is. Suddenly, he takes off his hat and says, "It's been a long time, Luffy," surprising Luffy and making him emotional, because Luffy realizes he is Sabo. At this moment, Luffy has left the arena, but he is crying continuously, causing Zoro to not understand what is happening. Luffy says that the Mera Mera fruit is in the hands of someone deserving, so he will focus on rescuing Law and defeating Doflamingo. At this moment, Sabo is crying and calling Koala. She says that even if Sabo had appeared in the battle 2 years ago, he couldn't have changed anything, so Sabo is determined to obtain Ace's Mera Mera fruit, to inherit Ace's will. At this moment, Zoro asks Luffy who this person is. Luffy says, "He is my brother," surprising Zoro, as Luffy has another brother besides Ace. It turns out that the three of them have always been together since childhood, and they drank a brotherhood toast together. On Frankie's side, the toy soldier and the dwarf tribe are ready for battle, and their goal is to defeat Sugar, so they immediately set out. But Usopp realizes the tunnel is too small, thus, his group cannot enter inside. But the toy soldier tells them that Frankie's group can infiltrate directly into the Smile Factory through the main entrance, because every night all the toys in the kingdom must return there to work. Usopp realizes the toys are also being forced into hard labor, making Frankie feel that this place is terrifying. When the toy soldier tells Frankie there are 4 entrances to the Smile Factory, Frankie becomes excited, because he can fight freely through the main entrance, and they will surround Sugar. Then, Frankie's group begins to act, so Frankie directly runs to the toy house's front door. The soldiers recognize he is Frankie of the Straw Hat Pirates. But this place is guarded by Senor Pink. He is one of Diamante's sub-commanders. Seeing Frankie makes him very excited, but Frankie feels he is a pervert, so he decides to destroy the entire place. Frankie attacks them with a powerful blow. Doflamingo realizes Luffy's crew has begun their action, while Usopp and Robin are with the dwarf tribe. The toy soldier warns Frankie that under Diamante, there are 4 powerful commanders, and they are all gladiators with a 100% win rate in the arena, surprising Usopp. While Frankie is still fighting them, suddenly Senor Pink appears in front of him, but Frankie immediately punches him away. Unexpectedly, Senor Pink is still unharmed, and he continues to face Frankie. Suddenly, he sinks into the ground again, making Frankie confused about his ability. At this moment, Leo tells Usopp that under Doflamingo, there are 3 top commanders. First is Trebol, who has 3 sub-commanders under him. Next is Diamante, who has 4 sub-commanders under him. And finally, Pika, who also has 4 sub-commanders under him. Leo says they are all very strong, making Usopp worried. On Rebecca's side, she is fighting a very strong gladiator, making Rebecca struggle, because his swordsmanship is very good. Finally, Usopp's group arrives, surprising Usopp, as the place is very vast. Suddenly, they see the toys being forced into hard labor here, shocking Usopp. At this moment, Suleiman continues to attack Rebecca, making everyone excited, as he is overwhelming Rebecca. But Rebecca doesn't give up, because she wants to continue living with the toy soldier. At this moment, only the strong remain in the arena, causing the audience to be very excited, as they are all finalists. While Suleiman decides to defeat Rebecca, he knocks her sword away. When Rebecca is in danger, suddenly, Basilia helps Rebecca block his attack, causing her to be injured. Everyone doesn't understand why Basilia is protecting Rebecca, but Basilia is immediately defeated by Suleiman, making Rebecca very worried. However, Basilia still wants Rebecca to make it to the finals, so Rebecca quickly regains her spirit, making Suleiman uncomfortable, and he continues to attack Rebecca. At this moment, Wicca leads Luffy's group to the palace, while the dwarves are preparing to execute their plan, making Usopp worried, as he has become the commander of this operation. So, Leo shows Usopp the location of Sugar. Suddenly, they are discovered by 2 guards, making Usopp nervous. Unexpectedly, they are immediately robbed by Leo's group, and Leo defeats them, surprising Usopp and Robin. as the dwarf tribe is very strong. Thus, Leo gives Usopp and Robin the guards' gear, so they can disguise themselves and approach Sugar. At this moment, they begin their action, while the toy soldier starts attacking the guards. Unexpectedly, he is very strong, and he easily defeats them. At this moment, he recalls training Rebecca. Every day he tried to teach her, making Rebecca very exhausted, because she didn't want to learn to fight, and she wanted the toy soldier to protect her, but, he said, I am just a toy, so, my body will rust, because he knew his body had limits. He wanted Rebecca to learn to protect herself. At this moment, the soldiers don't understand why the toy soldier is so strong, while he is very determined, because he must reclaim this country for King Riku. At this moment, all the spectators in the arena are very surprised. They don't understand what happened, as all the gladiators were defeated in an instant. They don't know who the winner of this match is. Suddenly, the announcer sees someone standing up, exciting everyone, making everyone curious about who will win. Unexpectedly, the winner is Rebecca, shocking everyone, as all the other gladiators were defeated. They don't know what Rebecca did. Finally, Rebecca becomes the victor. At this moment, Bastille remembers. There is a legend in the Rommel kingdom about a wind. At midnight, he would go around killing others, and his name is Hakuba. However, no one has ever captured him. At this moment, Rebecca looks at Cavendish, and she recalls, when Suleiman was about to kill Rebecca, suddenly, Cavendish fell onto him, and he fell asleep, surprising everyone. The other gladiators see this as an opportunity to defeat Cavendish, so, they attack him. Unexpectedly, Cavendish immediately transformed, and quickly defeated everyone in the arena with extreme speed. Fortunately, Rebecca avoided that attack, so, Cavendish reverted to normal and continued sleeping, allowing Rebecca to win. At this moment, Bastille informs everyone. Hakuba is Cavendish's other personality when he sleeps. At this moment, the audience doesn't understand what Rebecca did, but Sabo realizes that Rebecca's victory wasn't just luck, as she avoided Hakuba's attacks, while Burgess is very excited, because the finals are about to begin. On Frankie's side, he is still fighting Senor Pink. But, Senor Pink avoids all of Frankie's attacks, and he punches Frankie back, making both of them very excited. On Doflamingo's side, he is very pleased, because he has captured King Riku. He didn't expect King Riku to participate in the arena fight, and he also realizes that Viola is very smart, because she has always been planning to get revenge on him, but, he thinks she is still too naive, because she believes that Law and Luffy will be able to defeat him, while Doflamingo thinks everything is still going according to his plan. He even knows that Robin's group has infiltrated the Smile Factory. At this moment, Luffy's group is still running to the palace, and they see an elevator leading up, but, there are many guards. Suddenly, a girl blocks their way. It turns out she is Viola, and she says she will help them get into the palace, surprising Luffy's group. On the arena side, Rebecca has won, but, she sees many injured gladiators. Suddenly, Rebecca meets Lucy, making her very happy. However, Rebecca realizes that he is not the Lucy she knows. Suddenly, Sabo says to Rebecca, I know everything about you. And Sabo sees this kingdom like the place where the three siblings once lived. At this moment, Viola says that if they use the elevator, they will be detected. Kinemon recalls she is the one who gave the map to Sanji, when they don't understand why she betrayed Doflamingo. Wicca explains that Viola was only pretending to be his subordinate. On Frankie's side, he is still trying to destroy the place, and he fires missiles at them, causing them to be frightened. But, Senor Pink remains calmly brushing his teeth, so, he gets hit by Frankie's missile, making the soldiers wonder why he didn't use his powers. But, Senor Pink says, I only swim when I feel like it, making the girls even more fascinated by Senor Pink. Suddenly, a large, fat man attacks Frankie. Unexpectedly, his attack is very strong, surprising Frankie. It turns out his name is Macvis. Suddenly, the Marines also surround the area, so, they attack him. Frankie realizes he will have to fight the Marines as well. On Doflamingo's side, he realizes Fujitora has joined the fray. Fujitora says he will not side with Doflamingo, surprising Doflamingo. He doesn't know what Fujitora wants. So, Fujitora says, I will completely eliminate the 7 warlords system, surprising Doflamingo, because the 7 warlords, Marines and Yonko are the 3 forces that balance the world, and he doesn't want Doflamingo to continue his criminal activities, making Doflamingo angry. So, he attacks Fujitora, but, they are still cooperating. Thus, Fujitora will help him protect this country. Finally, he leaves. At this moment, Luffy is very surprised, because Viola is a princess. It turns out Rebecca is her niece, so she opens a secret door, helping them infiltrate the castle. It turns out this is the Riku family's escape route. Even Doflamingo doesn't know about this place. On the arena side, the final match is about to begin, making everyone very excited. The stage is being set up, while Sabo is very excited. He is determined to get the Mera Mera fruit. At this moment, Sabo steps onto the stage, causing the audience to be very excited, because they all think he is Lucy. Next is Bartolomeo, but the audience dislikes him. Then comes Burgess. He is determined to get the Mera Mera fruit and defeat Luffy. At this moment, Rebecca also enters the arena, while she is still very curious about Lucy, because she doesn't know who he is. So, all 4 gladiators are gathered. Suddenly, Diamante appears, making all the audience very excited, because he is the boss of this arena. It turns out Diamante will also participate in the final match, and the winner will get the Mera Mera fruit. Suddenly, a group of gladiators from Block D runs up, because they don't recognize Rebecca as the winner. They want to challenge her, but Diamante steps in to stop them, and he turns his cloak into a shield. It turns out he has eaten the Ripple fruit, allowing him to control and harden any object. So, Diamante defeats these gladiators. Suddenly, a fighting fish jumps up to attack them. At this moment, Diamante says, "These fighting fish are different from those in the first round, because they are very bloodthirsty, and one of them is holding the Mera Mera fruit. In this final, whoever lasts until the end, and grabs the Mera Mera fruit, will be the winner." So, the final match officially begins. Suddenly, Burgess immediately charges at Sabo, but he easily dodges. They notice Sabo running around the arena, making them confused about what Sabo is trying to do. It turns out he is luring the fighting fish to attack him, so he can find the fish holding the Mera Mera fruit. At this moment, the fighting fish also attack everyone, making the fight seem very interesting. Meanwhile, Luffy's group has infiltrated the palace, making Luffy surprised, because they need to get past this large gate. It turns out Doflamingo is above the palace, so they need to climb up there. When Viola was about to lead them to find another way inside, unexpectedly, Luffy ran directly towards the gate, and he used Gear 3 to break the gate, surprising everyone, because Luffy was too reckless. So, they all went straight into the palace. The guards reported to Doflamingo that Straw Hat Luffy had infiltrated the palace, surprising Doflamingo, because he was still watching Lucy's match, while Luffy and Zoro were continuously attacking inside the palace, making Doflamingo extremely angry, because he didn't understand, if the intruder in the palace was Luffy, then who was fighting in the arena? That's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support Oni-chan in the next videos. Thank you for watching. Love you always.